Hello students, welcome to experiencetutor.com. Today we'll go through class 10th science chapter 1 chemical reaction and equations questions and answer.
Let us start with the welcome message. Dear students, welcome to our channel experiencetutor.com. In this channel, we will teach physics, chemistry, mathematics and biology for the students of class 10th, 11th and 12th and those who are appearing for the school board examinations and entrance examinations like IIT, NEET and all state level engineering and medical examinations. This course is organized according to different topics for each subjects. Therefore, it contains separate video for each and individual topics. Hence, it covers complete syllabus for CBSE, ICSE, ISC and all the state board examinations and engineering and medical examinations. You can also find the relevant topics for foreign school examinations like SAT, IGCSE, IB, etc. Enjoy your learning. Thank you.
Now let us see the questions for this lesson. Question number 1. Why does the color of the copper sulfate solution change when iron nail is dipped in it? When iron nail is dipped in the copper sulfate solution, displaces copper. Iron displaces copper from copper sulfate solution, forming iron sulfate, which is green in color. Initially, the copper sulfate solution color was blue. Therefore, the blue color of copper sulfate solution fades and green color appears. We can write the reaction as CuSO4 plus, write it, Fe gives FeSO4 plus Cu. This is CuSO4. So CuSO4 color is blue and it changes to green. Identify the Next question is identify the substance that are oxidized and the substance that are reduced. in the following reaction. 4Na plus O2 gives 2Na2O. In this reaction, sodium is oxidized as it gains oxygen and oxygen gets reduced. So we can write in the first one, we can write sodium is oxidized and oxygen itself is reduced. In the second one, copper oxide is reduced to copper because it is displacing oxygen, while hydrogen is oxidized. Hydrogen gets oxidized. While hydrogen gets oxidized to water, to H2O. In the third question, we have a solution of a substance X is used for whitewashing. 1. Name the substance X and write the formula. 2nd. Write the reaction of the substance X named in 1 above with water. So the first thing, substance X is calcium oxide and its formula is, this is calcium oxide and its formula is CaO. Now calcium oxide reacts vigorously with water to form calcium hydroxide or slackline. The reaction may be written as CaO plus H2O will give CaOH whole 2. Why is no, during the electrolysis of water, why the amount of one gas collected in one of the tube is double to the amount of gas collected in the other? Name this gas. During electrolysis of water, hydrogen and oxygen gas are separated. In water, there is two parts of hydrogen and one part of oxygen. Since hydrogen goes in the test tube and and oxygen goes to the another test tube, the amount of gas collected in one of the test tube is double to that of the other because one is hydrogen and other is oxygen. Why is a magnesium ribbon be cleaned before burning in air? Magnesium is very reactive metal like sodium, calcium, etc. When it is exposed in air, it reacts with oxygen to form a layer of magnesium oxide on its surface. This layer of magnesium oxide is quite stable and prevent further reaction of magnesium with oxygen. The magnesium ribbon is cleaned by sandpaper to remove this layer so that underlying metal can be used for the reaction. And we can show the reaction as Mg plus O2 gives 2MgO. Write the balance equation for the following chemical reactions. So let us start doing the first one. Hydrogen plus chlorine H2 plus Cl2 gives 2HCl. Second one, barium chloride. So we can write BaCl2 plus aluminum sulfate. We can write Al2SO4 whole 3 gives barium sulfate. We can write BaSO4 and aluminum chloride we can write AlCl3. The equation is not balanced, so we'll balance the equation. For this we'll put here 3 to, and here also 2 to balance chlorine. Now everything is balanced. No, BaSO4 is not balanced, so I put here 3. So now we move to the third one. Sodium plus water gives sodium hydroxide and hydrogen. Then sodium will write Na plus H2O will give NaOH plus H2. Now I'll balance this equation. To balance it, I'll put 2 here, then we'll balance Na, we'll put 2 here and H2 will be 2. Now the next question is balance chemical equation. So first one we can write it as barium chloride. We can write BaCl2 which is aqueous plus sodium sulfate Na2SO4, this is also aqueous, gives BaSO4, BaSO4, which is again solid, and sodium chloride, which is aqueous. Now we'll try to balance this equation. So if we put 2 here, the equation is balanced. Now let us solve the second one, sodium hydroxide. So NaOH, which is aqueous, plus HCl, which is aqueous again, gives NaCl, which is aqueous, plus water, which is liquid. The equation is balanced. In this question, the reaction is 2Pb plus C gives 2Pb plus CO2. Which of the statement about the reaction below is incorrect? Lead is reduced, carbon dioxide is getting oxidized, carbon is getting oxidized, lead oxidized is getting reduced. So we need to find out the incorrect statement. Therefore, lead is getting reduced is the false statement. Again, carbon dioxide is getting oxidized is also an incorrect statement. Therefore, answer is A and B. Answer is 1, 1, A and B. Next question is Fe2O3 plus 2Al gives Al2O3 plus 2Fe. The above reaction is an example of combination reaction, double displacement reaction, decomposition reaction, and displacement reaction. So, in the above reaction, uh, it is an example of displacement reaction. Therefore, answer is D. Because oxygen is displaced from iron to aluminium to form aluminium oxide, because aluminium is more reactive than iron. What happens when dilute hydrochloric acid is added to iron fillings? Tick the correct answer. So out of this, the correct answer is A. Hydrogen gas and chlorine gas is produced. The reaction can be written as, answer is A. The reaction can be written as Fe plus 2HCl gives FeCl2 and H2. Next question is, what is a balanced chemical equation? Why should chemical equation be balanced? A reaction which has an equal number of atoms of all the elements in both the sides of a chemical reaction is called of a chemical equation is called balanced chemical equation. The law of conservation of mass states that mass can neither be created nor be destroyed. Hence, in a chemical reaction, the total mass of reactant should be equal to the total mass of the product. It means that total number of atoms of each element should be equal on both the sides of a chemical equation. Hence, it is for this reason the chemical equation should be balanced. So we have to write the chemical equations for the below. So let us do the first one. So hydrogen and nitrogen gives NH3 gas. So we can balance it. Next equation, H2S gas gives reacts with O2 to give 2H2O plus SO2 gas. This is liquid, this is gas, and this is gas. So we can balance it by putting here 2, here 3, here 2, and here also 2. The third one we can write BaCl2 for barium chloride, which is aqueous, plus aluminum sulfate aqueous gives aqueous plus BaSO4 solid. Now we can balance it by 2, then 3, then here also 3. Now next question, K plus solid plus 2H2O gives KOH plus H2 gas aqueous. This is liquid, this is solid. So we can write 2, here also 2, and 2 KOH, and that's it. The equations are balanced now. And the next question, we need to balance this equation. For balancing this equation, we can write the equation as the first one as HNO3 plus CaOH whole 2 gives CaNO3 2 whole 2 H2O. So we can balance it as H, so we can write 2 here, then we can, everything is balanced, Ca is balanced, now 2 here, so it is balanced. Next one, NaOH plus H2SO4 gives Na2SO4 plus H2O. To balance this equation, first we'll balance Na, we'll put here 2, then if we put 2 here, everything is balanced. Now CnACl plus AgNO3 gives AgCl plus NaNO3. This equation is already balanced, everything is balanced here. The fourth one, BaCl2 plus H2SO4 BaSO4 BaSO4 plus HCl. Therefore, if we need to balance H, so we'll put 2 here. If we put 2 here, the equation is balanced. In the next question, we need to write the balance equation. Let us do the first one. Calcium hydroxide can be written as CaOH whole 2. Carbon dioxide can be written as CO2. Calcium carbonate can be written as CaCO3, and water. This equation is balanced. Second one, zinc can be written as Zn plus silver nitrate can be written as AgNO3 which gives zinc nitrate plus silver. So we can balance this equation as 2 and here 2. Third one, aluminum can be written as Al, copper chloride can be written as CuCl2 which gives aluminum chloride AlCl3 plus copper Cu. So first we'll balance the chlorine, so we'll put 3 here, then we'll balance the copper, we'll put 3 here, then we'll balance the aluminum, So then we'll balance the aluminum, that is 2. The fourth one, barium chloride can be written as BaCl2 plus potassium sulfate can be written as K2SO4. Barium sulfate can be written as BaSO4 plus potassium chloride can be written as KCl. Now we can, to balance this, we need to balance K, so put 2 here. After putting 2 here, the equation is balanced. In the next equations, we have to write the balance equation for the next question. So let us do the first one. Potassium bromide can be written as KBr plus barium iodide can be written as BaI2. This is an aqueous. This is also aqueous. Potassium iodide can be written as Ki, which is aqueous. Barium bromide can be written as BaBr2. To balance this equation, we can write 2 here and 2 sodium iodide. Now the equation is balanced. This is a double displacement reaction. Double displacement reaction. The second equation. Zinc carbonate can be written as ZnCO3. This is solid plus, which gives zinc oxide solid plus carbon dioxide, which is gas. This is balance and it is a decomposition reaction. Because zinc carbonate is decomposing into zinc oxide and carbon dioxide. The third one, hydrogen gas plus chlorine gas gives HCl gas. This is a combination reaction. The fourth one, magnesium solid plus hydrochloric acid HCl, this is aqueous, gives MgCl2, which is aqueous, plus H2, which is gas. Displacement reaction. Displacement reaction. What is the meaning of exothermic and endothermic reactions? Give examples. Chemical reaction that release energy in the form of heat, light or sound are called exothermic reaction. Example, mixture of sodium and chlorine yields table salt. That means we can write N2 Na2 plus Cl2. This is solid, this is gas, gives 2NaCl, 2NaCl plus 411 kilojoule of energy. In other words, combination reactions are exothermic. Reactions that absorbs energy and or requires energy in order to proceed are called endothermic reaction. In the process of photosynthesis, plant uses the energy of the sun to convert carbon dioxide and water to glucose and oxygen. So example can be written as CO2 gas, H2O, this is liquid, gives glucose C6H12O6, this is aqueous, and O2, this is gas. Now let us balance this equation. 6 and this is 6 and this is 6. So here glucose is formed. This is glucose. Why respiration is considered an exothermic reaction? Explain. Energy is required to support life. Energy in our body is obtained from the food we eat. During digestion, large molecules of food are broken into simple substances such as glucose. Glucose combined with oxygen in the cell and provides energy. The special name of a combustion reaction is respiration. Since energy is released in the whole process, therefore it is an exothermic reaction. So, respiration is considered to be exothermic reaction. So in reaction we can write the reaction as C6H12O6. This is glucose, which is aqueous, plus it mixes up with oxygen to release carbon dioxide. This is gas. Carbon dioxide is also gas, and it releases water plus energy. This is liquid. So glucose why decomposition reaction is called opposite of combination reaction. Write an equation for this reaction. Decomposition reaction are those in which compounds breaks to form two or more substances. These reactions require a source of energy to proceed. Thus, they are the exact opposite of combination reaction, in which two or more substances combine to give a new substance with the release of energy. Decomposition reaction can be understood as 2H2O when it is electrolysis, then it gives 2H2 gas plus O2 gas. So this is a example of decomposition reaction. On the other hand, the combination reaction 2H2 gas plus O2 gas combines to give 2H2O, which is a liquid, plus energy. Therefore, they are opposite. Write one of the equation for each decomposition reaction with energy supplied in the form of light, heat or electricity. So we can write the example as thermal decomposition. The reaction can be written as 2FeSO4 solid when heated gives Fe2O3 solid plus SO2 gas plus SO3 gas. So this is an example of thermal decomposition. Decomposition by light can be written as AgCl solid light and Ag plus Cl2. This is gas, this is solid. This is the example of decomposition by light. Next one is decomposition by electricity. So we can write Al2O3 aqueous gives electricity to give Al4Al solid plus 3O2. This is the example of decomposition by electricity. Now, what is the difference between the displacement and double displacement reaction? Write an equation for these reactions. In displacement reaction, a more reactive element replaces the less reactive element from a compound. For example, CuSO4 aqueous plus Zn solid gives ZnSO4 plus, which is aqueous, plus Cu solid. In double displacement reaction, two atoms or a group of atoms switch place to form new compounds. So we can write Na2SO4 aqueous plus BaCl2 aqueous gives BaSO4 plus NaCl. This is aqueous and this is aqueous 2. In this case, both Na and Ba are displaced from sulfate and chloride. In the refining of silver, the recovery of silver from silver nitrate solution involves displacement by copper metal. Write down the reaction involved. So we can write the equation as silver nitrate AgNO3 aqueous plus copper solid gives CuNO3 whole 2 aqueous plus Ag solid. Now we can balance this equation as 2 and 2Ag. So it is silver nitrate. Uh, so in this way silver is displaced from the silver nitrate solution. The next question is, what do you mean by precipitation reaction? Give an example. A reaction in which an insoluble solid, which is also called precipitate, is formed is called precipitation reaction. Example can be sodium carbonate and aqueous reacts with calcium chloride aqueous gives calcium carbonate solid plus sodium chloride. Aqueous. Now let us balance this equation. Here in this reaction, calcium carbonate is obtained as a precipitate. We can take another example as sodium sulfate aqueous plus barium chloride aqueous gives barium sulfate solid plus sodium chloride aqueous. Here barium sulfate is a precipitate. is obtained as a precipitate. Explain the following in terms of gain or loss of oxygen with two examples each. Oxidation is gain of oxygen. For example, CO2 plus H2 gives CO plus H2O. In this case, hydrogen gains oxygen, so it is an example of oxidation. Next example for oxidation can be 2Cu plus O2 gives 2CuO. In this also copper gains oxygen, so this is an example of oxidation. Now reduction is the loss of oxygen. So for reduction we can give example like CO2 plus H2 gives CO plus H2O. Here carbon dioxide loses oxygen, so it is an example of oxidation reduction reaction. And CuO plus H2 on heating gives Cu plus H2O. Here CuO is losing oxygen, so it is a reduction. Next question, a shiny brown colored element X on heating in air becomes black in color. Name X and the black colored compound form. X is copper, so X is copper, and black color compound formed is copper oxide. Is copper oxide. The reaction can be written as 2Cu plus O2 upon heating gives black color CuO, copper oxide. Why do we apply paint on iron articles? Iron articles are painted because it prevents them from rusting. When painted, the contact of iron article from moisture and air is cut off. Hence, rusting is prevented. Their presence is essential for rusting to take place. Next question. Oil and fat containing food item are fused with nitrogen. Why? Nitrogen is inert gas and does not easily react with these substances. On the other hand, oxygen reacts with food substance and make them rancid. Thus, bags used in packing food items are flushed with nitrogen gas to remove oxygen inside the pack. Then oxygen is not present inside the pack, acidity of oil and fat containing food items are avoided. Next question, explain the following term, one example each, corrosion and rancidity. Corrosion. Corrosion is defined as a process where materials, usually metals, deteriorates as a result of chemical reaction with air, moisture, chemicals, etc. For example, iron in the presence of moisture reacts with oxygen to form hydrated iron oxide. The reaction can be written as Fe plus 3O2 gives with and water molecules gives 2 Fe3 Fe2O3 dot n number of water molecules. This is hydrated iron oxide. This hydrated iron oxide is rust. Rancidity, the process of oxidation of fat and oils that can be easily noticed by change in taste and smell is known as rancidity. For example, the taste and smell of butter changes when kept for a long. Rancidity can be avoided by storing food in airtight container, storing food in refrigerator, adding antioxidants, storing food in an environment of nitrogen.
And this is the end of this topic. If you like this video, please subscribe our channel and give us a like sign. Please click on the bell icon so that you get automatic notification when a new video is uploaded by us. Thank you for watching our channel.